Hello everyone. Today is Friday, July the 28th, 2023. This is FlossTube 127. Nope, I'm wrong. FlossTube 128. My name is Shelly. This is my channel Proverbs 31:22, and I share all about my crafty stuff, mostly cross stitch, some quilting, and occasionally some other type crafts. So yeah, I'm glad everybody's here. I hope that you see something you like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, I would sure like you to. But you know, even if you just want to visit, it's okay. It's all good. So a little bit of a life update first, and then I've got stuff from the retreat to share with you guys. I've got a finish that happened yesterday, a bunch of whips, a few new starts. So yeah, we're gonna jump right in. So life update, went to the retreat last week in Huntsville. This was put on by I think it's called Florida Stitching Events. Anna Williamson, she's the one that organizes it. It's sort of sponsored, I guess, or I don't know if it came about through the North Alabama Stitchers, if that's how they're connected with it. But anyway, this year's theme was sunflower and bees. Next year we are planning to meet again. Unfortunately, she couldn't get the same hotel, which was nice. So I don't know what's going to happen there, but we just found that out. But next year, the theme is going to be strawberries and cream. They have named the retreat permanently as the Rocket City Stitches. So I had a good time. That was my first time I had gone to a retreat. And so I kind of knew what to expect. I kind of didn't know what to expect. Usually I kind of tend to overpack. I mean, I overpacked maybe a smidge, but not a whole lot. I worked on most everything that I brought. I got, I think, like a little over 1,500 stitches in over the 3 days. So, you know, considering that it was a retreat and you spend a lot of time visiting with people and doing activities, I thought that was, you know, pretty good. I was able to meet Dina over at Half Stitch Cross Stitch. It was really nice to meet her. She's, you know, just like she is on camera, very sweet. And yeah, we ate lunch together one day, and so that was nice. And then I also was able to meet Natalia over at the Red Thimble. I love her. And so I was excited to be able to meet her. And she was, you know, she's just a really sweet person. So, what else? I met Holly, one of my viewers. She came to our table giving out beads to people. You know, like she'd just fill up a bag if we wanted a bag of beads to do finishing with. And so she introduced herself to the people around my table, and then, you know, she just sort of looked at me and said, "I know who you are." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And so when she told me her name, I was like, "Oh." So that was really nice. She told me that she had come to one of the stitch meetings in Florence, and I was running late that day, which rarely happens, but that just so happened to happen on the day that she came. I felt horrible. But yeah, I hope you come back, Holly, to one of our meetings. So anyway, it was a really nice time. The food was good. We got lots of goodies, which I have stuff to show you guys. There was a freebie table. There were a couple of local gals who had some bags and some needle minders they were selling. Otherwise, life updates. Let's see. See if there's anything else. Just stuff that I've been watching. I did manage to finish the series Happy Valley. I liked that series a lot. I love the actress that's in that. She was in the Julia Child series that was on HBO that I watched a few years ago. And I had seen her in something else years and years ago, and so it was nice to see her in something else, and I liked the series a lot. I also finished watching The Crown, up to date with that, and I started watching the new season of Lincoln Lawyer over on Netflix. I love that show. I've only watched one episode so far. I started watching the new season that just released over here in the US of Silent Witness. I love that show. But I will say I don't understand the love interest between Jack and Nikki. Um, they never kiss. Like, never. I don't get it. They're together, they're a couple. Um, you know, they'll, I don't know. It's just really weird to me when there's no, I don't know, it's just like overly obvious that something they're, why aren't they kissing? I don't get it. Why do they never kiss in an episode? It just seems strange to me. Um, yeah. So I also finished watching this series Luther. That was very, that was, I mean, I don't know if I can say it's good. I mean, I liked watching it, but man, it got really, really dark on some of the episodes and some of the criminals. So, um, yeah. What else? My girls are going to see the Barbie movie tonight. They asked me if I wanted to go, and I wasn't sure if I was going to feel good. Kim's like, buying the tickets ahead of time, and I just wasn't sure that I would feel good. And honestly, I don't feel that great today. I had to go to town. I thought to do fasting lab work, and I found out that the lab did not have an order. So I went over to my doctor's office, and they were like, well, she didn't order labs for you before this visit. I'm like, okay, I don't understand why. I haven't seen her in probably 6 months, and so it's time to do blood work, check A1C and all that stuff. So anyway, I went, I fasted and went to town basically for nothing. I did, when I thought I was going to get labs, I went ahead and set up an appointment to get a pedicure. So I went and did that, and then I came home and I just have a headache. But I need to get this video made. Want to spend some time with you guys, and I need to put this stuff away that's all around me. So okay, that's about it. Life update. We're 10 minutes in. Okay. Okay. So, I'm just looking down my list. Evidently, since I filmed last, I worked on Shannon Christine Christmas Club ornaments, the 12 Days of Christmas. Oh, I did go and get my hair colored finally. I went and got it done the day before retreat, and I was just going for a haircut, basically to let her fix it so it would look nice for the retreat. And I said, I need to come back and let you color my hair. And she's like, well, let's see what we can do today. So, surprise, I got hair color. So, this is the one I'm working on currently, number 4. Stitching it on 28 count black Cashel linen with her call for DMCs. Her metallic, I'm using Treasure Braid instead of Krynic. And yeah, I haven't really been working on this a whole lot. I've just been, I don't know, I'm not keeping up with my whip go when it's called, and so I'm having to stitch on those things a couple of weekends in a month instead of just one weekend. And so yeah, it is what it is. So I got a little burned out on working on the Our Father piece, like as my focus piece. But it is finished now. I'll show you that in a little bit. But to kind of break things up, I went and stitched a little while on Owl Forest Embroidery's hummingbird piece. So this is a 36 count ice blue linen, and I am using their overdyed flosses, which are just gorgeous. I'll show you those in a minute, but making good progress. This is pretty close to the bottom of it, so I don't have very much left to do, honestly. These are their flosses. So, love it. So I got some stitching done on that. Let's see. Grab some of these that I stitched on that retreat. The hardest thing about the retreat was remembering what bag things were in. Okay, so I did stitch a little bit on Introverted from Silver Creek Samplers. And I basically did more of the letter T. And I started on the tomato pincushion. I didn't have, like the red that I had, the darker red I have right here. I don't know, like that was the only dark piece that I had. And so when I kept stitching with it, it didn't contrast. And I didn't have any other really contrasting reds. So I just gave up on that and went to stitching on something else. This is an 18 count oatmeal Ada, and I'm picking my own colors. One thing that I started that was new while I was at retreat was Fat Quarter Shop's Evergreen Mystery Sal. And this fabric is Wachelt, so it's kind of thin, so I definitely will need a board behind it. So I'm stitching on Wachelt 28 count Water Lily, and I'm using my own choices of flosses. They call for all classic colorworks. I'm using some classic colorworks, not what they called for, but just, you know, my own choices. And then the rest I'm pretty sure is Weeks. And I think maybe I have one Victorian motto that I'm thinking about using. I couldn't decide between the reds. So I've got this holiday red, but then I also have this candy apple from Weeks. So I really like both of those, and so I'm not sure, you know, what I'm going to use. I may end up using both of them in different places. We shall see. So there's one piece in this bag that I didn't work on at retreat. So that's one thing that I brought that I didn't work on. I worked on Prim Stitch series by Lori Holt. I'm currently working on block number 4. And I got a good bit done. I want to say I got like maybe 600 stitches in this, so he wasn't done at all, so I got part of him done. I finished, did this little hill. I don't know if there was anything else that I hadn't done yet. Denise over at Black Ribbon Stitch Studio on her Facebook today did a poll on whether or not her viewers like her doing a before photo of where she was before the current video. I like that a lot. I've never done that. Sometimes I wish that I had done it. I'm just not faithful enough. I'm either not faithful enough to take pictures every time I get done with something, or if I do have pictures of it, I forget that I have the pictures of it. So I just don't do a good job of labeling them, I guess. But I guess I could show you the whole piece. So I am doing it as one piece, obviously. I'm using 32 count lamb's wool Jobelin, which I really like stitching on Jobelin. When I first started stitching on it, I wasn't sure, but I really do like it. It's very even, and it's nice. So normally I would use 2 strands on 32. I'm using only 1 to give it more of a prim look. I'm using DMC flosses, some her conversion and some my own choices. She wrote it for Aurifloss and then did a DMC, equivalent. I forgot to say also on the Evergreen Mystery, that's also being stitched with only 1 strand of floss over 2 threads on 28 count. I kind of like that look. I don't know. I did my bird piece in that way, and I don't know. I just kind of liked it. Okay, so let's see what's in. This is also a Lori Holt pattern. It turned into a project bag. So, all right. So we've got a new start and a couple of whips, and there's nothing in this bag that was not stitched on. So, okay, whips first. I stitched a little bit on Shannon Christine's Cross Stitcher's Paradise. Man, I love this yellow house. So I got more of the house built, and I was going to move over here. I realized that I stitched the wrong color on this. I'm not going to frog it, but I'm going to need something different to finish it with. I think I'm going to do, like, this was supposed to be the lighter gray, and I used my darker gray, so I'm going to go and use the black on the ones that were supposed to be stitched in this darker color. I'm going to use black. This is a 32 count linen, and I'm using her called for DMCs. I'm kind of changing it up a little bit as I go along. Okay, so man, this piece right here is just, I don't know. I hate to say it's the bane of my existence, but it's the bane of my cross-stitch existence, I guess. It just seems to never, ever end. This is Lori Holt's Flea Market Flowers, and I'm stitching on 36 count my hand-dyed linen with my choices of flosses and 1 strand over 2 threads. I am changing things up because I'm sick and tired of stitching these flowers. I love flowers. You guys know I love flowers, and these are beautiful, but my God, I hate stitching them. I don't know what it is. It's just so, it's tedious. For some reason, this is tedious. So, right here, they were supposed to have stems on these flowers, one going this way, one going that way. I decided to just do a quote instead and where the stems would go. And this is a quote by Lady Bird Johnson, and I realized as I was stitching in the LB Johnson that people were going to think it's Lyndon Baines, but it's not. It's his wife. So, I mean, I never even thought about it before, Lady Bird and Lyndon Baines. So she said, where flowers bloom, so does hope. So, I'm also going to do, I think in this box right here, I'm going to use Fat Quarter Shop and Lori Holt's Free Alphabet and do Bloom. And then I may do the year right here. And if I can put text somewhere else, I'll do that too, without making it look, just too weird. This is going to be my focus piece next because I'm determined to finish this thing so I don't have to ever stitch it again. I mean, I want it to be finished anyway, but man, I just don't like stitching on it. So I finished the wording and I stitched this flower, and then I did some of the border is what I did at the retreat. And I think that's it. Okay. So my new start was part of they did a designer focus on Friday at the retreat, and it was Little House Needleworks or Country Cottage Needleworks. And so I had years ago bought and started the Little Sheep Virtues from Little House Needleworks. And I bought some with Chout linen from Fat Quarter Shop to stitch on, and I didn't like the way it looked. And so I decided to scrap that and to start over. I don't know why it looks like it keeps getting crooked. So I decided to start with the Simplicity one. Let's see. Because it had the bee buttons on it, and we were at, Sunflowers and Bees retreat. So the way I was doing it before, I was going to stitch them all in one piece. I've changed my mind. I'm going to stitch them individually. I think I learned that from stitching from Stitch Series is all one piece, that if you can stitch them individually, just go ahead and do it. So I decided to use silks, but somehow I was looking over at Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers silks. I looked at Hand Dyed by Rolanda's silks over on Etsy, and I couldn't find at one company like all the colors that I wanted. So I think it was Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers had a good color that would do the sheep, but I ended up going to Margaret's Little Thread Shop and doing an order through her for some Belle Soie silks, and I forgot to get a white, and so ended up using 3865, which is fine. So this is a 46. This is a 46 count linen. This is my first time stitching on 46 count. I had just my little bitty tabletop magnifier and light, and it wasn't bad. I was really kind of shocked. So, I know sitting in my stitching chair under my big light with a little bit more magnification, it'll be fine. So I did change up, I'm just changing up colors. I'm making them my own. Y'all know I do that. So, but it's so little because it's on 46. So cute. So I got that done on that. Okay, let's see. One second. Okay, some more whips. So this is my lunchtime lunchtime project. There's some kind of scent in here that I don't know where it's coming from, and it's kind of choking me up. So this is Jeanette Douglas's mini bouquets. I'm currently working on the July pattern, which I love. I love this one. Just those reds and then that blue. I love it. So I'm stitching these on 28 count Irish linen from DMC, Charles Craft from Michaels. Very inexpensive linen to stitch on, very nice to stitch on. I'm using my own flosses with 2 strands over 2 threads. So these are the ones that I've gotten done so far, and I'm turning these into little pillows, so that's why they're just kind of scattered. And, I don't know what I was doing right here with the spacing, but oh well. Okay, so working on those at lunch. I haven't been, stitching a whole lot at lunch just for various reasons, so getting kind of slow progress on that, but progress is progress. Okay, some other things that I stitched on. I stitched on the Stronger Together Fat Quarter Shop's fundraiser for Black History Month. earlier this year. I stitched some on that. I finished um, some of these darker turquoisey, aqua, teal, whatever color they are. And then I started stitching this one up here. I'm not sure why I didn't stitch this, but anyway. So that's a 14 count navy Ada using DMCs in the colors that they called for. Some anchors also, if I didn't have the right DMC. So I also stitched on collecting colors. This was one of my whip go pieces, and I only got 310 stitches in it. I'm supposed to get 500 when it's called. And so this is collecting colors from Aurifil, designed by Susan Aki. And I got this block right here, the progress you see there on that. So this is one of my whip go pieces, so I still need 290 stitches on it. The other whip go piece is my linen and threads mystery from 2020, I think. And I didn't stitch it all on it. So that's why I was saying the Christmas thing, I haven't really been stitching on it. I'm going to have to stitch on those again this weekend. Mainly it was because I was getting ready for retreat and gathering stuff up and planning, and so that took, that took some time. So I'm not sure if I've shared with you guys on here yet or not, but if I did, it was last video, so I'll share it again. So the next book for Stitching Book Club, if you don't know about Stitching Book Club, it's Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts over on Etsy. It's Kristen Ashley, who is the designer and the planner. So she picks books that she designs patterns for, and she releases them a little bit at a time while we're reading the book and discussing the book. So I've done her Sense and Sensibility. That one's finished. I've done Little Women. It's finished. I've done her, I didn't stitch Narnia, but I did read the book. And then I started Jane Eyre with her. And next month in August, she is starting Anne of Green Gables. I'll put a little sneak peek right here. Isn't it? I mean, I just think it's beautiful. So I was like, no brainer. So I haven't finished Jane Eyre yet, and so I figured that I would work some on that one. When I was taking a break from Our Father, I worked on this. So instead of coming right here and finishing this, I decided to start on Thornfield. And so this is the beginning of Thornfield right here. This is I'm using 2 strands, so I'm guessing it's a 32 count that I hand dyed. And I'm picking my own colors. I'm going online and sort of researching the consensus of what buildings were her inspiration for the different houses. And I'm trying to, sort of use colors that mimic that. Kristen designed it with a lot of brown, and I'm not a big fan of brown. And so I definitely want to change it up. So I kind of made the fabric brown, and then I'm bringing in other colors into it to make it a little bit less brown overall. So I'm going to stitch on that again this weekend, Sunday, for my Stitch Along Sunday. And then, I'll be ready to go into Anne of Green Gables with a little bit more done on this. Not that it matters, but you guys know. So for BBD weekend sale earlier this month, I haven't filmed it all this month, so I stitched some more on Summer Jubilee. This is a 40 count anthracite linen from Zweigart, and I am choosing my own colors of overdyes. I've just started working on the flag. So I'm planning, I have this chart divided up into 12 parts. Basically, 12 vertical slices. and I plan on working on trying to finish one of those every month for BBD Weekend Sal. I also stitched some on Elizabeth Weston. This is my big girl from Hands Across the Sea. I didn't get a whole lot done on her, but I did get some progress on her. And she, when I say big girl, I mean big girl. I think you can kind of see most of it there. And then this is where I'm stitching right now. So I stitched this moth, stitched some more on this border, finished this flower, started on that tree. And so I haven't been getting page finishes, which is what my goal was before, because I'm just stitching on her 4 days every month. So this is a 36 count linen that Devin FL over on Instagram hand dyed for me. Devin, I wish you would do videos again. She's stitching this piece on some hand dyed linen that she did, and when I saw it, I was like, when I saw it, that was the first time I'd ever seen it, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta stitch that. The green and the pink, that's always been one of my favorite combination of colors. But then, you know, her fabric, I was like, I have to stitch it on that fabric because it looks like it just was made to go on this fabric by Devin. And so I'm using her call for DMC flosses, 1 strand, over 2 threads, except for the wording. The uppercase letters are two threads, but the others are over 1. These little berry clusters right here are over 1. These birds are over 1. So there's some more over 1 coming down below too. So that is those are my whips for the month. Oh no, I forgot one. Hang on. Okay, so I did stitch some more on my full coverage mini hydrangea garden gate. This is from Artisy. I'm stitching it on an 18 count Easy Grid Ada with DMC flosses, 1 strand full cross, and it's slow going, but since I started using Sarah Stitching Mommy's method of going across here and picking a color and kind of, you know, going down with that color, kind of completing things that are in this area in that color and then going to the next color, it's really helped me a lot because I don't have to think about, okay, what color do I want to stitch next? I still have some problems with, you know, okay, which direction do I need to go in? Like when it's all spread out like this, it's like I'm like a deer in a headlight and don't know what to do next. So I got a little bit done on that, and those are my whips. So the finish that I finished this last night. This is a free pattern from Ann Makes Things. She's over on Instagram and she's got a blog, and that's where you can find the pattern. I will link the pattern link the pattern below. She has a beautiful sense of color, use of color. I love the way she just uses color. And so she designed this last year, and I started it last year, the Our Father piece, and decided that I would do it in honor and memory of my mother-in-law. And so I'm finished. I do have one spot that she said was an error in the pattern that she since has corrected right here, this stitch on the top of this bird's head. I may leave it. I may go stitch it. I don't know. It's not something that will bother me, and you know, but she did tell me about it, so should I go fix it? I don't know. But anyway, I did decide to, the bottom row down here was charted sort of like it is right here with these boxes around the letters. So she had Amen, and then she had the scripture reference from Matthew. And so I decided to, you know, I didn't want to go two things. I was tired of stitching on it. Um, Even though it was a joy to stitch on, I was just, you know, I'm ready to be finished with it. And so that, and I also, you know, just kind of, I didn't want it to be where I stuck her name beyond where the flowers and the birds are. And so I went into my magazine designs and found this font, and I was able to perfectly chart her full name, maiden and married name. We knew, you know, everybody called her Lee or Lily. She hated the name Eulalie, but that was her name. And so I'm very happy to have that finished. I do want to come in and I'm not sure where. I need to put my initials in the year on it somewhere. I may do it just below the purple birds there, or I may do it on the side of the birds vertically. I haven't decided. So this was my focus piece, and now it's finished. So that's why I'm going to move on to flea market flowers. Yay! Feels good when you finish something. Okay. Let's move some of this stuff out of the way. Okay. So I've started watching a new FlossTuber, and she is new, not just new to me, she's new. She's the Everyday Stitcher. I think her name is Sharon, and she's recently retired, and so she's really stitching up a storm, and she's, you know, sharing her videos. She's had some really good first couple of videos. She did a whip parade, then she did a finish parade, and then now she's on to just like regular floss tubes. So go watch her if you haven't seen her yet. Go check her out. Speaking of floss tubers, I forgot to say, when I was at the retreat, every day for lunch, she would come up with some kind of way to get us to mix up. And so the first day she said, you know, go find a table, but don't sit at a table that your current table mates, your stitching mates, are sitting at. And so, you know, we went and sat down around a table, and I had one spot left next to me, and this girl comes over and she's like, is this taken? I'm like, no. And I looked up and I was like, oh my God, I had a feeling you were going to be here. So it was Christy over at Floss Boss and Cousins. They live in Alabama, and so I kind of had a feeling that, you know, they would both be there, but she was the only one that was able to be there. But anyway, it was good meeting her. She's just as funny in person as she is on camera. So that was a little rabbit trail. Anyway, when I was watching Sharon, she showed a piece by Lila Studio. I've seen this before. I know Cheryl over at Tranquil Stitches has stitched this or was stitching on it. So I've seen this piece before, but I don't know if anybody else is like this, but sometimes I can see things 1,000 times and then all of a sudden I see it and something about it just like clicks and I'm like, yes, I want to stitch that. So this is the chart. So basically, while she was showing her stuff, I paused the video, went to 1, 2, 3 stitch, and put everything in my cart. So got the chart, this gorgeous, gorgeous fabric. This is the called for fabric. It is 40 count feldspar. Yes, feldspar light by Picture This Plus. Did I show you guys this already? I feel like I've shown you. Anyway, if I have, just forgive me, but this is the fabric. And, you know, I have all this stuff written down, but, you know, am I going to go look at my list from last time? No. Sorry. These are the flosses. I have no idea when I'm going to start it. I might start it in October. Okay. And I also picked up this piece by Hands Across Design. That was a combination of Hands Across the Sea and Hands On Design. Maybe they should do a collaboration. Anyway, Hands On Design, this 2-hexy piece. I love her puns, and I thought this was just so cute. So, okay, I think I've shown you guys that already, but oh well. Maybe I enabled someone else that I didn't last time. Okay, so let's go on to what I got at the retreat. Okay, so one of the ladies in the North Alabama Stitchers, she makes and sells bags. Her name is Brenda Greer, and she made project bags for every attendee. And so these are the project bags that she made. One of the members brought these around for everyone. This was the tag that was just on the bag. Another FlossTuber I forgot to say I met, which I had met her before too. Lorraine over at Rags to Stitches USA. She made these for everyone. Everybody was just so overly generous. Just, you know, Stitchers are generous. You guys know that, but it was really, really neat to be, you know, on the receiving end of so much stitchy kindness. So everyone got one of these little bags inside the bigger bag with, you know, like notebook, pencil, candies, things like that. We also got a couple of flosses with a ring. I think maybe just one floss, the yellow with a ring. There's a pin, and then I just kind of stuck other things that people had brought around the table. I think this was part of the bag also, a little bitty needle minder with a sticker. Someone else made these and brought them around. I think this was just for our table. You know, some people were just, you know, were like me. It's like, I don't have enough time and energy and money really to make something for all 50 people. But, you know, I could handle the 5 where they were at my table. So I'm pretty sure this was Diane at our table that made these. But she actually stitched that and put it together for us. Isn't that just so cute? And then someone else gave us one of the little kits. And she had this little complimentary chart in with it. This gal right here, Katie, lives in Tennessee, and she made these little things and brought them around and, you know, instructed us on how to use them. And so I want to show you guys because I think this is really cool. You may have heard of it already. I had never heard of this, but it went with the theme, so that, you know, made it really cool. So it's this little bee charm with these little, it looks like pearl cotton that are, you know, in needles. So what you use this for is to count. So you count, you know, 10 and put this one in, and then you take this one and count 10 from that one, put it in, and then and you just walk your way across your piece if you have like a big line of stitches to count. I think that is just genius because, yeah, I get lost all the time. It's like, okay, where did I start again? So that was really cool to get. Let's see. People brought, you know, just little floss tags. This is Dina and Coco. Floss tag. Let's see. There's some little... Oh, these little charms were part of the bag. A sunflower, a bee, and the 2023 charm. We also got this this chart from Dirty Annie. We were supposed to have Dirty Annie's. She was supposed to have a trunk show by her, but I don't know, something happened and it didn't make it. So, but we did get this free chart, which I think is so pretty. Perfect for the theme. Okay, let's see, what else? That's freebie stuff. Someone brought around these little wood ornaments. You know, candies, little calculator, little pen and highlighters, a little chart. And these are from Christy at Floss and Cousins. So she gave us a little thread holder, floss holder, and these little items that are made in her hometown of Fayette, Alabama, her home county of Fayette, Alabama. So I thought that was neat, you know, something a little different that shared a little bit about, you know, where she lives and stuff. Let's give away. Okay. One day we came back and found these at each place. Don't know who we even got them from. One of the ladies at our table made these, and we also got these little cleaning little things, thread, you know, cleaners. I don't know what you call them, but I just put some of the stuff, you know, in a bag, even if it didn't go together. And then someone else brought these around, candies and flosses and a big ring. Okay. So, and then also Holly came around with the beads, which are in my exchange box. So let me clean all of this up and someone had posted in the group that they bought a t-shirt to wear, and so that made me think about going shop for cross-stitch t-shirts. And so I did do some shopping. I went to Amazon and got 2 that came in before the retreat. This one I got from Etsy. Unfortunately, it didn't come in before the retreat, but I thought I would show you guys. Thought that was great. This one's inside out. I just think these are great. I would love to get some more. One for every day of the week. Yep. Read that. Love it. This is my favorite. I mean, not just, you could get it in whatever color you want it. I chose purple, but that's not why it's my favorite. So I like to party, and by party, I mean cross stitch. Try to get it where it's not wrinkly. There you go. Isn't that so fun? So, love that. So, I got some new cross stitch t-shirts. Okay, so we had a freebie table. And also one of the ladies at our table had some stuff to put on it, and she let us go through it first. One of the things in it was this blue flower, the quilting bee pattern. I love it. I've always kind of looked at it and said, oh, I really want to stitch that. So got that. Then on the freebie table, I found this. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Let's see. Some other ones that jump out at me. Look at that. Pansies and roses. Yeah. So, no brainer. So, I picked that up. They had this kit. Thought the fabric was just awesome. And it's also flowers. Shocking, I know. So, yeah. A $29.99 kit that they got for $7.50 and I got for nothing. And then they had a bunch of, you know, old magazines, and man, I thought, so many of these I had them, and you know, I don't have them anymore because I stopped stitching and got rid of everything, but I've always loved this one, and it made me wonder, just the way it looks, if it's a chatelaine design, but there's no designer listed. Oh my god, look at this is a completely different pattern, but look at Jean Farish. I don't see anything that says who designed that pattern. but it just really looks like, you know, a chatelaine the way it's laid out. I mean, I remember all of these things. The teddy bears and the geese. So this is from September, October '89. So that was on the freebie table. We did I mean, there was a lot more on that, but that's all that I took. I didn't want to, you know, I don't need a whole lot, so. But we did a thread exchange, and I thought I had I don't know, where's the card, the lady that gave me my threads. She's from Illinois. Her name's Anne. But she likes to travel, and so she picked out these Weeks Dye works that sort of had travel inspired names. All blues, blue-green family. So Bermuda, it was 6 skeins. Santa Cruz, beautiful. Capri. And these might be some I have, but I don't care. Glacial Melt. Oh gosh, look at this one. Ilamarata. And Santorini. This is a special edition. My younger daughters always wanted to go to Santorini. Every time I see a picture, I always think about her. So that was what I got. I don't know who got mine. They said, you know, take your thing, see who it is. If you don't know who they are, go find them. And nobody ever came and found me. So, you know, I don't know who got mine. I hope you liked them if you watched my video. I hope you liked the flosses that I chose, but you didn't come and tell me, so. Someone gave us these scissor fob, these scissor fobs that she made. So cute. And then we also did a mystery box exchange. So everyone was given a number. We lined up in numerical order, and everybody just went down the table where all of these were laid out and picked the one we want. I was like in the late teens. And so this one just spoke to me. I don't know why, but you know. So I said, yes, please. Okay. Funny thing is that this box was from one of the ladies that was at Stitching Meetup in Huntsville when I went before. Her name is Audra. She makes the needle minders that I talked about earlier that were for sale. And what are the chances? I got mine. I got hers. She got mine. Thought that was pretty cool. So, and she liked it. I think I can insert pictures here of the stuff that I made. So I just made little floss tags and rings, little floss tags and bling. This one, I can't get this thing undone, so it's not put together, but this is the tags, and then this is the little jewelry that goes with it. So the papers I got off of Etsy. I just printed them on some cardstock. It's not quite as thick of cardstock as I would like them to be made of, but I thought about getting, you know, thicker cardstock. However, my printer, this cardstock is even too heavy for it, really. And so, which sucks because I just got this printer not long ago. But anyway, so I'll just print these out on some cardstock that I got from Hobby Lobby. The jumps, the cabochons and bezels, and the charms are all from Amazon. And so I spent some time this morning getting all of these finished. So I'm just going to go through and show you each one. Got I got some silver and some bronze jewelry pieces. I have charms that are in gold and rose gold. I just didn't have any of the cabochons or the jumps or the rings in that. So it's all just silver and bronze. So these are, I can't say they're fun to make. They're fun to come up with all the different things, but oh my God, I hate putting stuff like this together. My hands shake and discoordinated, uncoordinated, especially since I had COVID in 2020. I can't hold on to stuff. I knock things over, things drop out of my hands. It's just annoying. So I was glad to finally have all of these together. And some of these papers are just like gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Is this one? I'll probably let my, I don't know, I'm going to put them all in some little bags that are right here behind me somewhere. These little bags. So I don't know if I'll let, you know, my table mates choose or if I'll just, you know, just randomly hand them out. I love those hearts. Those heart charms, sorry. There's a silver one. This paper was really, really pretty. It's beautiful. And then these papers, a couple of them were sort of kind of dark, but I still think they're pretty. So I just try to do something light on the jewelry piece. Those are pretty hearts. And this is a pretty crown. And I love this one, this crown. See, my hands just do not, they don't obey me. Okay, so those are the tags that I made for table mates, for door prizes, and organizers. So there's also, I have my exchange that I'm going to show you, but there's also a fellow floss tuber who I have watched for a long time. And I love her. She stopped doing her floss tubes in English though, which, you know, and I do watch them anyway, but I have no idea what she's saying, and she talks so fast. Like even if I did understand any Spanish, I wouldn't be able to keep up. But anyway, her name is Natalia, and she's over at the Red Thimble, and she loves the royal family. She likes pink, and so when I was ordering my chart for the giveaway, I went ahead and picked up this chart for her. I don't know if she stitched it or not. I don't remember if I went through her feed and tried to see if she had ever taken a photograph of it or stitched it, because she usually shares her stitching on Instagram. But I got her that, and then I made her these floss drops. So these are really, really, it's two different ones. So there's this one, and then this one with the crowns and the bees. Love the color. just love everything about it, and I really feel confident that she's gonna like this. So I did her the cabochon and a crown and a rose. I thought that's sort of a rose with a heart, and I don't know why it made me think of the Tudor rose. So I'm excited to give that to Natalia. I'm excited to meet her in person. Really excited to meet her in person. This is my box that I'm going to put all of the stuff in. We have to wrap each part individually. And so, so the pattern that I picked is Erin Elizabeth's B tier. When I was shopping for what to get, it was, you know, all the rage right then. And so it had just come out and I just loved it. So I picked that up, and I did get all of the threads. Not just the browns and the yellows. I got all of the threads for it. And I put them together and braided them yesterday. And this paper is absolutely to die for. It's just gorgeous. So I did, it was sort of different than all the other ones, you know, with a little bit of purple in it. And so I decided to do that one for my exchange partner. Just love it. And I did, you know, write on the back, try to write as neatly as I could. I just wanted to be, you know, I wanted to be special, so. And then did the little heart charm. So, I've got that, and that's sort of, you know, a notion right there. I also got this honeycomb ribbon, and I know I'm like down to the wire, and maybe that's going to be a good thing because it's going to make me like get on it and do it, but I still haven't done the project bag. But I am going to make a project bag to go in with this stuff. You know, I was hoping to maybe make some more to do for door prizes and stuff, but it's not going to happen. I don't think so. But I got this little thing at Hobby Lobby. Well, I've gone through these before with you guys, but I thought maybe now after seeing all of the stuff together, it might be easier for me to make a decision on what set of fabrics to use for the bag. So I've got that set picked out. I mean, this is pretty, but I don't know that I'm feeling it. I've got this set, the little bees, and then the kind of just mandala type print. That's really cute. Ooh, let's see. I've got this one, this set. I think this might be the winner. I think that might be the winner. I think it might be. And then, of course, I really like this one too, though. So I've got this one with this black print. I could also do, instead I could do this and then do this. But I kind of like the honeycomb a lot. And then the last one is just sort of a all over bees and little honeycomb balls. It's so cute with this this yellow one. So I mean, I know it doesn't matter, but you know, I'm just sort of looking at the pattern and just sort of trying to get something that coordinates. That would be pretty. So I think that's a possibility. And then this one. So either one of those. So I don't know. I might make up one of each and then decide, you know. And it might be a thing where I say, you know, your choice of this or this and let them choose. I think maybe I have a little video and that's probably what I put in. Okay, anyway. So the first part was a chart. Like they had 5 things, 6 things, 5 or 6, and you had to, you know, number them according to what they were. So this was the chart she gave me, and she had it taped onto the inside of the lid because it didn't really fit in the box. And I was like looking, I was like, I don't see number 1, and then I finally realized that it was, you know, taped to the box. It just blended right in. You had to do the threads, at least the black and the, either the brown and the yellow, or I don't remember, but you had to do at least some of them. So she did some of the flosses. You had to do a little notion. So she did this pretty, this pair of scissors with this pretty scissor fob. Look how pretty that is. Love it. You had to do, and then you had to do like a little decorative item. And so I had 2 things that were, you know, sort of like a, I guess like a knick-knack. And then you had to do a candy. So, Busy Bee little notepad, magnetic. She did this little tumbler. And she did a bag of Biddle Honeys. So I took those out of the bag just so they could fit better in the box. But she did this little tumbler, got this little tumbler for me. So cute. So thank you so much, Audra. I love it. I don't remember where these little boxes came from. Someone brought them around, but my beads from Holly fell out of the little bag they were in, and so I stuck them in this box. But that's basically the beads that, you know, she just had a big container full of them and just would scoop them up into a little bag for people that wanted them. I thought that was fun. So I did do a little bit of calculating on the Our Father piece. I kind of was curious to know like how many days I had stitched and how many stitches were put in it altogether. So it was a total of 7,035 stitches over a total of 32 days. And so that's an average of 220 stitches a day. So now, of course, I worked on that, you know, starting back in 2022, but, you know, that's what I got total across the board on it. Okay, so I am going to talk a little bit about plans. I need to take just a short little break and then I'll be right back. Okay, plans for next month. So, okay, so I'll just print this out for you guys just to, I don't know, I need to learn how to do, like take a video, you know, like of my screen and show you guys that way. But I don't know how to do that yet. I mean, a video on my iPad, and this is where I have my planner. And so, you know, I know there's a way to like capture your screen and record, but anyway. Okay, so Jessie Marie pulled the numbers for Whip Go, and it's number 18 and number 24, which is Antique Beauty and Shine On for me. So those both need 500 stitches in them in August. First weekend is BBD Weekend Sal. I'm going to work on Summer Jubilee. And then Sundays I've been doing my stitch-alongs. And so I just want to focus on 2 of them. The Anne of Green Gables, and then I will probably stitch some on my 2023 Market Sal piece, which is Introverted. So, and if I feel like stitching on Mary, you know, I can stitch on that also. That's another Sal, the not Mary, Evergreen. Okay, and then my focus piece is Flea Market Flowers, Then I'll spend 4 days on Elizabeth Weston. I looked at the acrostic and the prompts for Magazine Monthly Challenge for August. I just wasn't in the mood to try to figure things out, and so I'm just going to stitch on magazine pieces that I want to stitch on that weekend. This is the weekend where I normally would work on those pieces that are on my, my planning sheet. So another week for my focus piece, and then that weekend I'll work on the Shannon Christine Christmas Club, hopefully, and maybe some of Evergreen. I just said it a few seconds ago. Okay, and then I just kind of got down to the end of the month and I had this extra week. I'm not doing a genealogy piece in August. I just didn't have anything I wanted to stitch on. I'll stitch on genealogy pieces in September and October for my girls, but family heritage pieces is what I like to call them. But anyway, so I got down to the last week and it was like, what am I going to do? And I just really felt like I had brought Sampler Hope with me to the retreat and I didn't get to stitch on it. And so I said, I'm going to make those last 4 days of this week, that sampler week. And so I picked a different sampler to work on each day. And then I realized that in September is Sampler September. And so it's just kind of like, it's going to kind of like segue me into Sampler September. I'm trying to think of what I put. Like this week, the plan is on my July calendar. I think I just picked some pieces, like I want to stitch some more on the Cross Stitcher's Paradise. And I'm trying, there was a couple of other ones that I just kind of wanted to stitch on. So this week will just kind of be, I don't know, my choice, what I want to stitch on. So those are my plans for August. I did make plans for September as well with Sampler September, but those are subject to change. So I did also get a gamer's chair for my sewing machine. The beautiful chair that I bought, it just didn't roll very well. I put that just in my office. But this one came in this week, and it actually came in last week while I was at retreat. But we put it together a few nights ago, and I like it a lot. It does have reclines, so if you need to take a little break from sewing, you can. It has, let me see if I can not make you dizzy and turn this around. So on the... I don't like this. I see that getting covered with some pretty fabric. But it does have speakers on the back. And so I'm hoping that, when I'm sewing and I have the noise from the sewing machine, that will help me hear stuff. So, but anyway, I got this off of Walmart.com. They had it on Amazon as well, but it was a little bit more expensive, so I'm happy. I think that is really it now. So I'm glad you guys came and hung out with me for a while. I don't even know how long this video is going to be because it's in so many pieces. But anyway, just fast forward over the parts you don't want to watch, and get to the good stitching stuff what you do want to watch. I hope you guys have a good stitching weekend, weeks ahead. I don't know when I'll come back and film, as always, but I appreciate each one of you being here and hanging out with me. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye.